Hi, I'm Dr. Lanisha Robinson, your host for Career and Technical Education, #Build a Future. Working in St. Lucie Public Schools with the Career and Technical Education CTE department, we want to show what our teachers and students are doing in the classroom to close the skills gap in multiple fields. The students in these programs are earning entry certifications, which create more opportunities and options for all students after high school graduation. In this upcoming episode, you will meet Mr. Alan Mathison and his students, Isaiah William and Nathaniel Castor from Lincoln Park Academy, and learn more about the Applied Cybersecurity program. Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead and introduce yourself, please.
I'm Alan Mathison. I've been teaching at Lincoln Park Academy for 18 years. I currently teach the cybersecurity and Adobe programs. I'm also a proud Jaguar as a Port St. Lucie High School graduate from the class of '96.
That's awesome. Thank you for having me. I'm Isaiah William. I've been at Lincoln Park Academy since middle school, 6th grade. And I've been in Mr. Matheson's class for 2 years since the programs first started for the level 1.
Okay, welcome.
Good morning. My name is Nathaniel Castor. I've been attending Lincoln Park Academy from 6th grade as well. And I've been in Mr. Matheson's program for 2 years as well, class of 2023.
All right, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. All right, so Mr. Mathison, you had mentioned that you teach 2 programs at Lincoln Park Academy. Can you explain those 2 programs and differences between the 2?
Sure. The Cybersecurity Academy started last year. We are working our way through learning the basics of computers, IT, and moving up to cybersecurity and networking. My other program is the Adobe program, where I teach Adobe and all 7 of the Adobe programs from Photoshop all the way to After Effects.
Okay, so thank you. So with the Applied Cybersecurity program, all right, is there a pathway for students that are at LPA going from middle school to high school?
Yes, absolutely. We are in our 2nd year of our program. These 2 gentlemen are in my 2nd year program, and we're looking to add the 3rd year next year. But we're also building down to our middle school side. So we're adding different programs and hands-on activities for our middle school students too.
Okay, so basically your students are able to transition from middle school, getting the basics, then to high school for cybersecurity, right? And
Yep.
then they can transition to either college, post-secondary institutions, or they can do the career pathway, correct?
Absolutely.
All right, so what does this mean for students attending Lincoln Park Academy?
It means a chance to be able to be job ready right out of high school, or even move on to a bachelor's or master's program quite easily. I know that IRSC has a top 10 cybersecurity academy, and I heard that they're also announcing building a cybersecurity campus out in Okeechobee. So it's going to be a great feeder program for IRSC.
Okay, so having all this knowledge, and I'm sure you have a lot of work experience, can you share with us what kind of experience that you bring into the table that's amazing for your students?
My degree is actually in computer science from UCF. Go Knights. I've been working in computers all my life. My actual first job in teaching was in 8th grade, where I would actually go in and teach my middle school computer teacher how to use the new Mac LC, because she had never seen a mouse before. She had never seen a graphical user interface. So I would go in and actually teach her how to point and click and drag a file across a desktop. And then I'd sit in the back of class and play Tetris while she taught the rest of the class how to do it. So I've been teaching computers for a long time. So it's great that I'm able to pass it along to high school students.
Okay. Now I know you were at Lincoln Park Academy from what, 6th grade?
Yes.
And you're still there currently.
Yeah.
Now, what grade are you 2 in?
So I am a senior in 12th grade.
And I'm also a senior in 12th grade.
Okay. So, and I believe one of you actually were Mr. Matheson's student while you were in middle school, correct?
Yeah, I was Mr. Matheson's student in 6th
Okay.
grade.
So when you're in that class, did you feel like that class, what was that course for one? And then can you also tell us, how did that prepare you for your high school course right now?
The course was more like just like learning the basics of like coding, and we basically would go in. He would usually teach us in like Scratch or like just like the basic fundamentals of coding. And that definitely helps like later, because we're like right now we're taking a coding class and like learning how to use command prompts and everything like that. So it's definitely useful for that. Yeah.
Now, Mr. Mathison, being a newer program, how are you marketing this program out to the community? How are you marketing to your middle school students to transition to the high school?
Well, it's been great that we've been actually able to bring our middle school students over to tour my high school classroom. We have the best computer lab in the Treasure Coast. So we've been over bringing kids in to tour. We show up at open houses. We've been put up on the district website. We even showed up to the St. Lucie County Fair last year to advertise our new program during the CTE nights.
Okay, so let's take a step back. You had mentioned that you are a proud Jaguar. So when you were in high school here in St. Lucie County, were you also part of a CTE or career technical education program?
Yes, absolutely. I was part of their accounting academy. I had earned a Bright Future Scholarship, which helped me get through college without any student debt. So that's one of my big selling points when I'm talking to students and pitching my program, that you can qualify through Bright Futures for my program, and you can get through college with a lot less debt or no debt.
So you had mentioned Florida Bright Futures, an excellent scholarship program for all of our students, correct?
Yes.
So are you two looking at those scholarships, eyeing those?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, definitely.
So what preparation are you all doing to make sure, like, you know, here's your goal. Mr. Mathison mentioned that he's speaking with you all about it. So are you all goal setting and trying to, like, what are you doing to meet those targets?
Yes, with the Bright Futures, which is what I like about it most, is we still have the opportunity to also get the regular Bright Futures, where you take the ACT and you get your volunteer hours. But also with his career and technical class, there's another Bright Futures, the Gold Seal. So it gives you opportunity to kind of go for both and to study for both. So as of right now, I'm studying for our exam. If I can pass this exam, then I can be able to get the Gold Seal, because I'll be able to have the needed technical credits to get the Gold Seal.
Yeah, same thing with what he said. It's a lot of just like studying for the exam and making sure that you pass that so that you can get the Gold Seal, because graduating debt-free would be like a big help to you going on later.
Okay. So if we were to shadow a student in your classroom, what exactly would we see?
They would come in. What I usually do is I have dual monitors, so I teach through Microsoft Teams, so they can follow along with my computer and try it out on their computer on the other screen. We hit everything from different services that they can open up, follow along, programming, the command prompt, and follow along with the curriculum as either hands-on, watching instructional videos, or going through CompTIA's curriculum.
Okay. So as students, what would you all say is the most exciting hands-on assignment project that you all have done?
Personally, I'm gonna say taking a test and then like getting a higher score than your friends. Because like me and Isaiah were actually talking about this last class. We were taking a test. There was 24 questions on it. I think I got like a 21. And then Isaiah goes, okay, I'm gonna take the test. He gets like a 21.34 or something like that. And then he like laughs at me. And then like, that's definitely like challenging you, because you always wanna do better.
Yeah.
And it just pushes you to go for it and like taking your test and whatever you have to do.
That's pretty amazing that you all are mentioning that basically you're having competition, not just for yourself to do well, but among each other. Now, do you see that a lot around within your classroom?
Sometimes the kids are all about competing against each other, but some kids are just about competing against themselves, trying to get a higher and higher score so they can be better and better prepared.
Okay, so you had mentioned testing, all right? What kind of energy certifications are being offered for your students?
My first level cybersecurity is the CompTIA ITF Plus certification. Last year we had a 68% pass rate when the state pass rate was only 23%.
Wow.
So we almost tripled the state pass rate. So we are really proud of how well we did as a class. And we basically had to make everything up as we were going along because there wasn't much out there for us. So for us to achieve that high of a level of passing, it was really great for our program. This year we decided to go for it, and we're doing the A+ certification, which is like the gold standard as far as IT work. Students with an A+ certification can get a job right out of high school and be ready, career ready right out of high school.
Okay. So are you all actually working on, what certifications have you earned and are you working on right now?
So I was in his first level class, which took the ITF Plus certification, and I was able to pass it thanks to his course. It was a year-long course of studying and preparing for the exam, and then at the end of the year, we were able to pass it, and I got that certification, which was amazing. Now, obviously, I'm in his second level, and we are doing the A Plus, and A Plus is split into 2 exams, so there's a Core 1 and Core 2. I personally haven't taken the Core 1 yet, but I'm very close to taking it. I'll be taking it in the next coming weeks. So hopefully I'm able to pass it, and we're also still studying for Core 2 as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I also have my ITF already, and I'm working on my A+. We're in the same class, and yeah, we're right about to take our Core 1, and then our Core 2 is going to come like sometime later on during the next few coming weeks, I believe.
Okay. So what are your plans on, you have these certifications, and you're working on still earning even additional certifications. What are your plans on how to use that in the real world?
Oh, yes, this is a great question. My plans, I am planning on going to college, but just having these certifications can actually help you get college credit already. There's some classes that you might not have to take because you have these certifications as well. And even if you did have to take them, the knowledge that you already gained from having these certifications, having these classes, you're a step above a lot of your other peers and classmates if you go to the college route. And now you don't have to go to the college route because IT is such a well-needed field that you can go straight from high school, like Mr. Mathison said, and get a job, which is amazing. You can go basically anywhere and get a job and use your A+ certification to leverage yourself and work there.
Yeah, picking off what he said. Originally, I heard of the program and they said job ready. I said, tell me more. But yeah, it's really good because you could work in these fields and use that money to help pay off. Like even if that's not what you want to go into, you can spend your high school getting your certifications, use that to pay off your college. And then even if that's not what you wanted to go into, you might end up liking it and you want to pick up another certification, then like continue in the field. And if it isn't, then at least you're getting out of college debt free. No, and it's at no cost to you.
And it's always good to have a backup plan. You might go into something that decide you not like it and come back to IT as a fallback plan.
All right. So what kind of career opportunities are actually out there when people start thinking about, okay, I'm going to be job ready, career ready. So what kind of paths can students take?
They can take everything from networking, database specialists, IT help desk. The most basic level is IT help desk, and A+ will get you a job in the at an IT help desk right away. Meanwhile, if you stick with the program, you can go into database, networking, cloud, security, cybersecurity, and all sorts of different fields that pay really well. One of my projects that I like when we're going over database, it's a dull field. I mean, it's not one of the big, oh, this is got the flashing lights and all the bells and whistles. But there's a lot of 6-figure jobs available in databases, and having a little assignment where kids actually looked up salaries in different areas within the database field, that there's a lot of really high 5- and 6-figure salaries that are out there that they can get, and there's a lot of need.
And I also want to jump in on that is because I remember the very first week of class, one of our assignments was to just look up all the fields in IT and what you can use for. So we looked up, we were on Indeed and we looked up the different jobs postings that were out there for networking, cybersecurity, and all the fields in IT to really see the salary and the job description. We had to write the job description on a PowerPoint and schedule it and categorize it. And it was really helped us to see what type of fields that you might have interested in and what type of fields you might want to go into.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, like he said, like when we were looking into these jobs, and especially since it's a growing field, there's only going to be more jobs out there. Especially with the technology already growing and everything like that, there'll always be a need for IT, and there'll always be a need for like people that can help you understand this technology, if you get what I mean.
Okay, yes. So with your students, they're also learning about job opportunities, career opportunities that are out there, right? So how do you, with that being said, do you feel like there's always going to be a need, there's always going to be a high demand for those in this career field?
Absolutely. You go into any business, they have cash registers that work on an NFC chip reader. There are databases that store all their inventory. There's the servers that they upload all their data to. So there's all sorts of branches in every single business that needs IT help. So there's always going to be a need for it.
Okay. So do you have any students that are also interns or volunteering, getting real world experience while they're still in high school?
Do we have anybody like that?
Yes, actually, I was blessed to be able to intern for the City of Port St. Lucie's IT team. So I was able to shadow and be under 3 of their 4 categories of IT. So there was help services, networking, their programming team, and their cybersecurity team. And I was able to intern and shadow cybersecurity, networking, and support desk, which was amazing. I started off at support desk, so I was able to see that how needed the A+ certification is, because some of the help desk employees that work there right now actually don't have the A+, and it's a standard for any City of Port St. Lucie help desk to have the A+. So they're actually working towards the A+ exam right now. And it was really cool because it's like, well, these older people who's already kind of established is doing the same exam that I'm doing. So it's a really jump start right after high school where you can get a job working in the city if you can't working elsewhere. So that was really cool to see. And then my other experiences with networking and cybersecurity was just amazing. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
I was actually recently offered an internship to work at the hospital and work on their cybersecurity department, and like seeing what they have to offer and like what I'd be doing on the job field if I was to work there in the future. So it's going to be an interesting experience.
Congrats.
Wow. So you're getting your students career ready and college ready at the same time. Wow, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
So I want to ask, what exactly, when you have students that are maybe looking up to you all at the middle school level, what would you say to them? Let's say they're saying, well, I'm not sure what I want to do. What do you say to them? What are the benefits?
I'd say the benefits are, again, like you're going to be job ready coming out of this class. Yes, it's going to be, you have to focus. Yes, you have to put in time. You're going to have to study because it's a lot of work. You can't just guess and then get like all the questions right. So you're going to have to put in a lot of work, but in the long run, it's going to be worth it. But yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell them that you have to really see if you want to continue in this field. This is a great baseline starter class to really see if you will enjoy the field and if you want to go deep. But I also think for kids who's starting off, who already know what they want to do. I knew that I wanted to do IT since 9th grade. So when I heard about the class in 10th grade, I jumped on it because this is an amazing opportunity. So those who know what they're wanting to do and who can really go deep into their field and really become specific and specialized, this is a great class and a great opportunity to do that so you can advance even further in your career.
All right. Mr. Mathison, now one of the big highlights of this school year is that you earned a grant, correct?
I did.
Can you explain what that grant means for your students and also for yourself as an educator?
Oh, absolutely. We earned the Cyber Pathways grant through Cyber Florida. It was for $170,000 worth of curriculum and equipment. On our high school side, it paid for our curriculum, which A+ isn't cheap. It paid for vouchers for all our students to take the exams for both first and second year course. We got a display board so the kids can actually interact and do hands-on quizzes on a touch screen. And on our middle school side especially, it's really helped. They were still using computers, desktop computers, with 3.5-inch floppy drives. So we were able to actually upgrade them to modern laptops, and then we were able to purchase equipment for them to do hands-on. We bought, through WazEd, we bought Raspberry Pis, We bought through Sphero, we bought programmable robots that they can use and program to drive around. And what just came in yesterday was boxes of Lego Spike education kits. And these allow them to actually work on some of the programming skills and some of the cybersecurity skills. Because I bought the curriculum to go along with it for the cybersecurity. So they can learn with hands-on equipment how to do some of these different things.
Okay. And I know drones is a hot topic as well, all right? So what are your future plans for drones within the academy, whether it's at the high school or the middle school level?
Oh, we can't do much outside because we're in the flight path of the airport. So everything that we would have to do is inside. So in the future, we want to look for an indoor educational drone kits because right now there's not much out there that's approved by the state. So we're going to be looking and trying to research stuff in the future.
Okay. So as students, with the new technology, the new equipment, the computers that you are getting at Lincoln Park Academy, do you all see those same type of technology out in the real world when you're working in your internship or volunteering?
Oh, yes. With my experience, I was actually, while I was doing this class, I was also doing college, and then I had the internship all at the same time. So I was using all three of these information gathering experiences, I call them, to see where I'm using the most skills. And in my experience in internship, I saw a lot of the things that that Mr. Mathison was talking about was being used like literally in the city, which was amazing. Doing command prompts, installing imaging computers, and then I'll go to class, and then he's talking about imaging computers. I'm like, oh, I just did that, and it was amazing. So it actually helped me, obviously helped me with my classes, because I'm like, okay, I see how it's used in the real world, and I see how how potent it is in a big citywide environment.
Going back to what he said, to what Mr. Mathison said about what he got in the grant, when we heard about it for the first time, we got so mad because we're like, you're telling me this next generation is gonna get to program robots? Everybody wants to program a robot. It's so cool because like these kids are gonna come in, they're gonna be learning all these new things, and it's so cool because like our year didn't really get to do that much on hands, but it's like so interesting. That's really gonna like bring people into the field, and we need as many people as we can in the field to like, you know, we're like always trying to progress with technology and getting like young minds in, and then getting like a fresh perspective. It's gonna be really great for the field.
Yeah.
And for them to help, when we got in the new computers, our IT classes imaged them.
Really?
Yeah. So IT didn't have to come in. We had the instructions, and all our kids sat there and imaged the 63 laptops that came in. And then also, while computers have broken around campus, we brought in those computers and had them go through them and put in tickets for them and for repairs, so they could diagnose exactly what was wrong with them and write tickets. All too often we get a ticket from a teacher that says, broken. That's not very, we need a better explanation than that. So they were able to go through them, troubleshoot them, and put in tickets so they could actually repair. So when IT came in, they knew exactly what was wrong with them and actually get them fixed faster.
Yes.
So do you all, when you're working with the women and men in the IT department, what is that, you know, how does that, what sense of, I guess you get a sense of pride from that when you're able to do all that?
Oh yes, yes. I kind of use it as it's a wild experience for me, and to be able to just say that I'm even was able to get into an internship and just be able to get this certification as well, that alone will get you recognized, even that you're working on it, because this certification is a industry standard, and it is a pretty difficult certification. So someone who is as young as me, who I'm 18 years old, working on it, it opens a lot of eyes. So yeah.
Picking up of what he said about like going into you're coming out of high school, going into these fields, some of the people are still working on their A+ certification.
Yes.
So really, it's really like an eye-opening to see like all these young people going into the field. It's really amazing.
Yeah.
And we were able to take a field trip over to IRSC a few weeks ago. And they were able to see some of their hands-on equipment, some of their labs. They had a lot of fun playing with some of their programmable robots and seeing how that they're programmed to perform different tasks.
Okay, which I feel like is absolutely 100% necessary, because you had mentioned earlier, I mean, even your students said the same thing, that you're getting them career ready, you're getting them college ready.
Yeah.
So you're actually showing that. Now, are there any costs to this program for your students?
For my students, no. The field trip was free. The grant's paying for all the certifications.
Yes.
For the curriculum, I mean, we are so thankful to Cyber Florida for the grant.
Yeah.
So do you have any plans, we were talking about like robots, programming, do you have any future plans for your students to get involved with career and technical student organizations or competitions?
It would be nice that as we build out, we can get into some of the cybersecurity competitions, because there are lots of capture the flag and those type of simulations that you can enter competitions for.
Okay.
And even if they don't go into a job right away, there's also plenty of jobs even in the military that you can get in cybersecurity and IT. So it's just raises their outlook on life that they can go into a bunch of different fields.
Okay. So we're talking about college. You had just said that you all went on a college field trip, a college tour of their program. Now, can students earn college credits by being in your program, which what we call articulation agreements?
Yes, there's an articulation agreement with the Applied Cybersecurity with the community college.
Okay. And then how many college credits, or roughly, can you give us an estimate how many college credits students
I
can
believe
expect?
it's 12. It's either 9 or 12.
So you all as students, you all are getting a free education, but not only that, but you're getting college credits.
Yep.
You're getting the career exposure,
Yes.
right? And you all are going outside the classroom and interning, which is kudos to Mr. Mathison, because he's giving you all these opportunities.
Yes,
All right.
definitely.
So if you could kind of tell us, kind of wrap up, what exactly, how can parents, students, potential students find out more about the program?
If they would like to contact me, alan.mathison@stlucieschools.org. They can check out our LPA website or the school district website about applied cybersecurity. We have brochures that we'll be glad to send them. If they want to sign up for Lincoln Park Academy, you actually have to come out to the school board office and put yourself on the waiting list for Lincoln Park Academy. We'd be glad to have you come join us.
All right.
Yes.
So thank you all for coming on today. I've enjoyed you all so much, and it's important that we get this information out to our community.
Yes.
All right. So I'm Lanisha Robinson, and this is Career and Technical Education, #Build a Future. I encourage you to view the St. Lucie Public Schools Career and Technical Education's page. In Career and Technical Education, we are merging the post-secondary and career pathway for all of our students. We are building a future and continuing to close the skills gap. On behalf of the station's team, I'd like to thank you for joining us today.